Hello and welcome to episode 59 of the Footy with Fletch podcast. In this episode, I'm joined by Carlton AFLW star Keeley Sherar. She's played 36 games and kicked 7 AFLW goals. Hello, Keeley. Thanks for joining me on the podcast today. How are you doing?
Hi, Fletch. Thanks for having me. Yeah, I'm doing well this morning. Happy to be here.
So I believe you started off playing netball and you were 14 years old when you decided to give footy a shot. Sort of talk me through your journey to starting footy.
Yeah, so I played netball my whole life, up until this year actually. And I played my first game of football, I think it was in year seven for school, so it was just a school tournament. I think we played probably two or three games that year. And then it was probably year eight, I played school footy again, which was just a tournament kind of day as well. And then from there, I joined my local footy club in Norwood Football Club. And then from there, got scouted for Eastern Rangers, and played, yeah, all my junior rep footy there, and then got drafted to Carlton.
And what was it like to play with the Eastern Rangers?
Yeah, that was a really good experience. I started there quite young through the like development squads. Missed a year through COVID. And then in my draft year, I got a full year of rep footy, so that was, yeah, really good. I got coached by like Travis Cloak there, so he was awesome. And yeah, played with some really good players who are now in the AFLW as well.
Was there anything in particular that you sort of learnt from Travis Cloak as your coach?
Um, I think like personally, he just like created a really positive environment. Like he'd always put so much confidence into us girls. Like we were all like still learning and developing. So yeah, he made it a really fun environment where we could all just like learn and be ourselves.
And you were selected by Carlton with pick 11 in the 2021 AFLW draft. What was it like to be selected by the Blues, given that you were a lifelong Carlton supporter as well?
Yeah, it was a massive shock actually. And on draft night, it was in COVID, so we were all just at home with my family, and my whole family's Carlton supporters as well. So, yeah, it was probably the most exciting moment of my life, to be honest. Yeah, it was really special.
And what was it sort of like to have your draft night from home and not sort of get the full experience?
Yeah, well, like obviously that's all I've known because like I hadn't been drafted before. So, yeah, it was a bit different because you're just like watching the TV, but I think it was still like super special. You still get all the phone calls and I got to go into the club the next day, so I still like got that experience. So yeah, it was still really good.
And what was it like to walk into the club for the first time after being drafted?
Yeah, it was really cool. I've obviously like been down to Icon Park a lot when I was younger, to watch a lot of like the boys like open training and stuff like that. So I'd been down here a lot, but then to come down as a player was like something completely different to go through the facilities and see what it was like. Yeah, it was pretty amazing.
And you made your AFLW debut in season 6 against Brisbane on the Gold Coast. What do you remember from your first game?
Yeah. So I was actually an emergency that game, so I wasn't meant to play. But two of the girls had gotten COVID, so it was kind of like a last minute call up, which was interesting. But yeah, it was really cool. Like probably not my best game, as I don't think everyone plays their best game on their debut, but I think it was cool just to like get out there and experience footy at that level for the first time. And I had my family fly out to the Gold Coast as well, which was really nice to have them there.
And I guess it must have sort of alleviated some of the stress as compared to if you had known throughout the week. Do you think it was easier or harder to sort of just get the call up on the day?
Um, yeah, I'm not sure if it was on the day, maybe the day before, but yeah, it was probably better that way. Like you're not overthinking the whole week, like playing the game in your head. So it's probably easy to just not really think about it, just go out there and kind of play footy.
And then in your second game, you were nominated for the AFLW Rising Star Award. What did that mean to you?
Yeah, I think that was pretty exciting. Like, obviously didn't have the best game in my first game, but then in my second one to get recognized, yeah, that was really nice.
In 2023, you played 10 games, averaging 20 disposals and 8.4 tackles per game. What did you make of last season?
Yeah, I think last season was probably like a step forward in my career. I definitely like went to work in the off season on my skills and stuff, and I was probably had more clarity in my role like within the team. Like I was kind of just focused on like playing my role for the team and then getting like the results on the back of that. So yeah.
And you were nominated for the 2023 All Australian squad for the first time in your career. What did that mean to you?
Yeah, it's probably something I had never thought about, to be honest, until it happened. Like I kind of just saw a post on Instagram about it. So yeah, that was like it's obviously nice to get recognized individually for like the effort that you put in. So yeah, that was a pretty special moment to get recognized.
And then you won the 2023 Coaches Award at the Carlton AFLW Best and Fairest. What did that also mean to you as well?
Yeah, I think again, just to be recognized by the coaches and the people at the club, for the work that I had been doing. Yeah, that was nice. Just like knowing that I'm like doing the right things and doing everything I can at the club to put my best foot forward.
And then this year, you've played 10 matches so far, averaging 21.5 disposals, 7.1 tackles, 4.5 clearances per game. What have you made of your 2024 season?
Yeah, I think it's been an improvement again from last season. I went to work in the off season a lot on like my skills and my strength. So, I feel like that has been better this year, but there's like always room for improvement. Like I feel like my consistency, like that's something I still have to go after, being able to like perform every single game of the season, regardless of like who we're playing or stuff, things like that. So, yeah, that's something I'll definitely look to focus on in the future.
And then in week 7 against the Dockers, you kicked the match winning goal with the Blues winning the game by 4 points. What was sort of going through your head after had kicked that goal?
Yeah, I've spoken about this a bit. It was a bit of luck to be honest. I was kind of just like hanging out the back of the stoppage and the ball just landed in my hands. And I'm probably not the type of player that kicks a lot of goals, so I've just seen the goals and I've just kicked it and lucky enough it's gone in. So I think that game was a massive like team effort and we stuck at it the whole game and I think yeah, it was nice to kick the goal and get the win for the team.
And then you kicked a goal on the weekend against the Pies, also having 24 disposals, 8 tackles, and 4 marks. What did you make of your individual performance on the weekend?
Yeah, I was happy with it, I guess. I think for most games I just go in trying to play my role and do what I can for the team and I think I was able to do that and then across the board like every player in the team was just playing their role and then that way we got the reward and we got the win on the board, which was nice.
And you got the wing over the arch rival as well, a 4 point win. What's it like to get the club's first win in the AFLW at Victoria Park as well?
Yeah, that was pretty cool. I've never played at Vic Park before. So it was yeah, that was nice. It was a really good atmosphere there as well. Heaps of passionate fans from Carlton and Collingwood. So that was really good. But yeah, it's always nice to beat Collingwood and I think yeah, it was a really good team performance and Dana as well being able to execute her first ever AFLW goal at the end of the game. Yeah, that was a really exciting moment for her and the club as well.
And in the final round of this season, Carlton play Essendon and Icon Park. What are you looking forward to most about that game?
Yeah, I think when we play Essendon, it's always a really big contest, and I think we'll look to finish off our season on a really strong note. That'll give us confidence going forward. And yeah, I'm really excited. I think yeah, both teams have really passionate fans, so it'll be a good atmosphere on Saturday night down here at Icon.
And what's it like as well? You sort of mentioned earlier going to Wycombe Park for open trainings and stuff growing up to now playing on the hallowed turf at the club you've supported your whole life. It must be a bit of a 360 moment.
Yeah, literally. It's weird because I'm over this side of the stands now, but normally I would be over the other side in the stands. So yeah, it's really cool. Like growing up, I never thought I would be able to see inside the facility or things like that. So it's pretty surreal, yeah.
And do you think there's anything in particular that has seen your game go to another level this year? Because you're really dominating out on the field. Is there anything you can pinpoint your improvement on?
Well, this season I have in the off season, sorry, I've went away and was training at Project Gap with Steve Lester. So that's kind of connected with the Eastern Ranges. A lot of people train there. So I was really focusing on like my strength work. That was something that I really wanted to get after. And then I do skills sessions with him every Friday and a few other girls from Carlton and even other clubs. So um, that was a massive focus for me. Just like being able to, like, my kicking has never really been that good. So I think it's still improving. So yeah, that's something I focused on. But also, this is the first year that I've solely been playing football. So I gave up netball at the end of last year. So I feel like that's probably something that's helped me as well. I'm just focused on footy.
And was it sort of hard to, I guess, give up netball? And what was the reasoning behind that decision as well?
Yeah, it was definitely hard. I still would love to be playing, but it kind of got to the point where like AFLW is going in that professional route, and if like I want to like get the best out of myself and give my best foot forward to the team as well, then like that was the decision that was made that I would just focus solely on football.
And it's your fourth season in the AFLW. Has there been anything in particular that you've learnt in your time in the competition?
Um, yeah, gosh, it's gone so quickly, but I also feel like it hasn't at the same time. Um, Yeah, I feel like the main things I've probably learned is around like the professionalism, probably just like the small things. I feel like everyone talks about it, but just for example, like my nutrition, we have an amazing dietitian here. Um, and just like the way I prepare now compared to like my first season, like it's just completely different. And just like my recovery and just like stuff I'm doing when I'm not at the club as well. I feel like that's probably the main like things that I've learned that I really need to focus on that sort of stuff.
And getting into a couple of quick-fire questions, you sort of mentioned eating before a game and nutrition. Do you have a sort of go-to meal the morning of a game?
Um, I always have like wheat bix for breakfast, but then pre-game I always have sushi. Yeah.
What are some of your interests outside of footy?
Yeah, I love going to the beach. I love summer. And also a bit of tennis in the off season is always fun.
How did sort of playing tennis come about for you?
Well, my dad actually grew up playing tennis. And my pop still plays tennis to this day, so I have a hit with him every now and then.
And do you have any pre-game superstitions or rituals before a game?
Uh, my main one would probably be my fake tanning routine. Yeah, I have to fake tan for every game, and if I don't, then I just think I'm gonna play bad. So.
Well, it's certainly working for you at the moment. What do you think are some of the biggest strengths and attributes of your game?
Um, I think probably my speed would be the main one, and I think my skills is probably getting there. That's something that's yeah still coming along.
And you sort of get to play alongside players like Mimi Hill, Abby McKay, just to name a few players. What's it like to play alongside some of the players that you do get to play alongside at the Blues?
Yeah, Mim and Abs are awesome. They're probably two of like the best players in the comp. Um, and I think also their leadership, especially like in the midfield, like yeah, Abs is amazing just with like the way she communicates to us and Mim off the back line as well. Like she's always talking to us mids. So yeah, it's really good to have them on our team and just like watch the way like the best players go about it as well, like off the field as well.
And what do you think's been the best piece of advice that you've received from your time in the AFLW? It can be from a teammate or from a coach.
Oh gosh, that's a great question. Gosh, I think probably just around, I'm not sure if this is a specific piece of advice, but probably just like around training. Like you just need to train the way that you're gonna play. And I probably like to like take that to my trainings. Like that's like the way you set yourself up for a good game on the weekend is by having a good week of training.
And just finally as well, what has been sort of the biggest highlight of your career to date?
Um, Gosh, there's been a lot of highlights. I reckon my debut probably. Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Well, thank you so much for your time today, Keely, and all the best of luck against the Bombers this week.
Thanks, Fletch. Thanks for having me.